This is New Eden FM.
New Eden FM, the radio show where we bring you the latest in New Eden news, interviews with your favorite community members, and of course, music new and old to entertain you as you soar the stars of infinity and beyond. This is Maestra, and I realized that we're starting the show a bit late today. Unfortunately, it was cooped by Mel, as you guys can see in the sound of us. But apparently, it is the season of war, ladies and gentlemen, and no one told me that it was coming, but apparently, the next great server war is indefinitely upon us. In the studio to bring us all of the juicy details. First off, my lover and my bestie, Latara Tassador, how are we today? Aside from eating stuff, because I know you're doing that.
Yo, yo. I mean, I'm not yeeting anything to death this time. I'm flying interceptors all over the galaxy, pulling my assets to Innsmother.
Good stuff. Good stuff. It is the season of war and it's on Void this time. So it's going to be kind of interesting, but we have more details for that coming up during the State of the War segment. And of course, Alondria of the Galaxy. Clearly, in your hourglass of fortune or misfortune, depending on how you look at it, you probably foresaw some of this coming, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I've been watching this unfold for weeks now. All the preparations and everything like that, all the rumblings and murmuring, secret movement that everybody thought I didn't see, but I did.
Why you didn't
Oh,
tell
it's
me?
absolutely great. I'm having a blast.
Why you no tell me? This makes no sense.
Hey,
We're supposed to be
a
friends.
girl's gotta have some. A girl's gotta have some secrets,
You're killing me. And we have the guy who cooped the radio show today, Meliodas. Uh, how are you today, my dear friend? Assuming that you're on comms right now, because I know you've
I'm
been a
doing
little bit
great.
busy organizing stuff. Okay, you're good. We're good.
Not busy at all. It's fun stuff.
Okay. Okay. And we also have a new content creator in Babsy. I'm not sure how long you've been doing it, but welcome to the show and thanks for being on to talk to us about all the awesome things that you are currently doing.
Thank you for having me.
Right.
The content, I've been doing it for like 2 months maybe, so
Really?
it's not very long.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's all well and good. I mean, we absolutely love having our new and old content creators. In fact, when Chicken from No Please Stop was first like getting into content creation, we actually had him on the show, and we also had a few other content creators. Of course, shout out to guys like Rambo, Sheeved, and of course Benzie, who have all made appearances on the show. And whether we helped them along the way, or in Benzie's case, he actually helped us along the way. We have a huge amount of love and respect for you guys. So keep doing what you
Awesome.
do, and we'll be hitting you up on the Content Creators Corner. So on that subject, we have New Eden news for you coming up in the first segment. You guys know how we do it. The devs are doing some stuffs. I mean, but they're always doing some stuffs, right? I guess it's just a common thing. And then we
They're
get
always up to something.
they're always up to something. They're always up to something. And from there, I believe that we do, in fact, have the content creators with Babsy, and the thing that you guys are all waiting for, Eve Talk slash it's the state of the war, which I guess we're calling this one. Every great war has a name. I believe this one should be Bromance of the Three Kingdoms. Why? We'll have more on that coming up for you during that segment. Right now in the mix, some smooth jazz to get you in right spirits before we start to rock out going into this is in fact New Eden news. So, I mean, the latest in the new season, I should say, of the Inscription of the Galaxy. This one is called Nirvana, and that starts on September the 21st. And I'm not exactly sure what we're looking at. I mean, it's Citadel destruction and it's Dormant Realm stuff, which is great if you've got time for that with this upcoming season of other content. Now, the Citadel destruction one, I believe that that is going to be a lot of fun, at least for some of us. Um, this Celestials clash and the new civilizations thing, I'm not really sure what they were getting at. And I did check Twitter and I checked some other places, and there's not really much information concerning what exactly that means. so I have no clue. But I think that there are people that are just excited because, hey, look at that! You get points for destroying citadels.
Ooh, that sounds funky.
I mean, it's great for us. I think, kind of, given the whole war and stuff. And of course, on last week we did have we had some patch notes. I mean, it wasn't anything too crazy. New content: the Void Ceremony Monument. As the ending of the event, the Void Ceremony Monument will be permanently placed next to the Jita 4, Moon 4, Caldori Navy Assembly Plant, surrounded by 50 corporations' flags. Thanks to all of you and for our every corporation, every capsuleer for creating the New Eden history together with us. So we have a monument for the for this, which is great, but we don't have a monument for the first dread to get destroyed. The first we don't have one for the first Roracle getting destroyed, the first capital ship getting destroyed. I mean, it would have been a great CL term. Just here lies the first capital, kind of like what Eve Online did for the first Titan death. I mean, it was pretty badass, but we don't have that. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have the inscription of the Galaxy one at either, but I'm just saying it would have been great to have one for, for those ships.
I agree. I think they could do a lot more player engagement content like that, but that would be extra programming work, and they might screw it up and have to send us a heat sink and some more coolant.
We'd do well to have more monuments. Like they could throw one in there for Jidfit. That'd be cool.
They could throw one in there for Pantheon as well,
Yeah,
and possibly
yeah,
for
that
possibly for Black.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
I mean, if we
Yeah, I
share
mean-
our if we share our opinions with the devs, maybe they can like start working on one for Void.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
I think that's a little premature.
That is very premature, actually, all things considered. But
say, would Terran Fed get one or two monuments?
Two, definitely two.
Why?
Definitely two
Wait,
monuments.
why?
Because they came back, and had months of limited success again. It was going really nice until the Juggernaut rolled in. That was unfortunate. But yeah, that's what happened to TF 1.02 is the Juggernaut kind of rolled in. So.
I mean, well, 6 has been reformed at least. This is like the third time, technically, for 6.
Yes, but they were never actually destroyed. They like wandered off and then wandered back. It's like a group of nomads.
Okay. So there are some store updates because there are always store updates. We made some adjustments to the gift packages in the store. Capsuleers are welcome to check them out and to make a purchase. Of course we are. Removed from the Hot Sellers Lazarus Unit Value Bundles, Nanocore Material Request, Integrated Supply. Added to the Hot Sellers Implant Materials Bundle Small, Implant Materials Bundle Large, Neuroactive Supplement Bundle. So, things to make your implants more overpowered. Awesome. And of course, there were some implant adjustments, warhead charge, and support projection. Damage fall off for the precision warheads, and the range extending warheads reduces to 20%. When passing through stargates, the previous selected warhead will be saved. However, logging in and out of the game will reset your selection. Thank goodness they did that. A lot of the missile pilots were complaining about how they had to wait on cooldowns. Every time they jumped the gate, they had to reset that thing, and it was just like really annoying. So that'll save a little bit of time, especially for our PvP guys that like to do things with missiles. The high power coil, I believe that's for railguns, reduces the neural activity consumption for the active skill 1 of high power coils by 25%. And focus crystal reduces the damage boost for focus crystal from 2% to 1.8% per level. So it is a very small, a very small reduction, but it'll be noticeable as you start to get more and more stacks. Of course, we know about the Verge of the Silence. events that are going to be coming up. And that is starting off in September or on September the 21st, and that rolls till October the 12th. And Outpost reported traces of sweepers in an unfamiliar region, choosing a way to explore the system. So it's basically new PvE missions. Um, to mission locations, safe systems, and perilous systems. Safe systems, capsuleers cannot attack each other. Perilous systems, capsuleers can attack each other. In safe systems, you will complete missions like upgrading the space station and clearing the dormant domain. In perilous systems, your mission is to retrieve data. Capsuleers won't lose any ship modules in this mission. Up to 10,000 interstellar tokens can be obtained daily. So I guess that could be kind of fun. I don't know, my mind has been on some other things that I think can be kind of fun. But, but great. I think that it's great that they are still putting stuff in the game. So the devs are doing stuff. They're doing stuff. We're doing other stuff. We're creating our own content, but, they're doing stuff. And for the most part, I think that is, pretty good, I think.
Even if we don't like it, it's good that they're actually doing things and that they're adding content. And a lot of people have different and mixed opinions on the implants themselves, but I think they're a good thing for the game. I think they just need some fine-tuning so they're not so overpowered. And I would also like to see them making them more accessible and just generally cheaper to get so that everyone can get it. I think that level 45 should be ridiculously expensive, but maybe like levels 1 through 30 are just reduced quite a bit so that your more average and casual player can realistically get to it after a few months of work.
Well, yeah. I mean, Care Bears kind of help this game to stay afloat. I mean, they might be sitting in their high-sec islands, and we might kind of, a lot of us in no-sec do kind of look at it and go, oh, this is disappointing. But realistically, though, they do invest a lot of money back into the game, which is used to hopefully fund server reinforcement. I hear we're going to need that early next week.
We'll see. We could try. When was the last time any one of you, either in the studio or listening to the show, have been in a fight where the devs actually reinforced the system or implemented tie-dye? Like, when was the last time you saw that? Because they say it's a thing they'll do, but I've never actually seen it.
Wait for other people to say it. Yeah, I mean, we did have it in Zed, that's...
I was gonna say, last time was ZID, I think, that I knew about. Yeah.
It was a while.
The tough thing, too, sometimes is, you'll reach out to the devs and be like, hey, can you reinforce this node or whatever, and they'll do it, or they'll say they'll do it, but then the fight ends up being in a different system. You might expect the fight to be, like, on the same system as the structure that you're going to be fighting
Not
for,
always.
But because of how things happen, you might actually be having your fight a jump or two out instead.
The Zed War was one of my favorites, though, and not because me and Stoney totally did that really awesome thing that we did, but it was just a climatic battle from like the moment that I woke up that day and logged into the game to the moment that we were holding the gate and waiting for Genesis to place a replacement structure in the system. But we did get tie-dye. We got tie-dye a few times. The ACR pilots did do a really good job, and they kept on reshipping and stuff. It was fun. And even though we have the State of the War to cover stuff like that, I'm really hoping for more of those moments because I missed them, and they made this game worth playing. I played this game more in the past week or so than I have in the past probably 2 months, aside from doing stuff with my corporation. I think that in itself says a lot about how important combat is for us.
I can confirm that I saw Mackenzie on grid. Not for very long, but she was there.
Oh, not for very long, really.
I mean, once the fight happened.
Hey, dude! I took a bullet for you yesterday, so don't even start that crap. Don't start that crap with me, rap.
No,
Don't.
it was a good fight. I think
So I didn't care. I
yeah,
really
that's what
just wanted
matters.
to go in.
That's what matters.
Yeah, I just wanted to go in and shoot with it because and, you know, like Mel doesn't let me go in anything that's squishy because he knows that I would get killed. Which, by the way, it was proof yesterday that he is in fact right. I will get focused out and killed if I go in anything other than a guardian. So to the OG Void FCs that made
So,
damn sure that their names were
ticker,
on my
Kenzie.
kill mail is fine. What? What?
Kenzie, it's the ticker. When you made Bell, did you not think that when you sort alphabetically, we're going to be at the top? So we get shot at a lot.
I mean, yeah, but it's easier for Logi to find me an anchor on me.
It's true.
I mean,
How'd that go?
well, I mean, you mean in general? Like, my Logi typically never die. So, pretty good. It just didn't work out so well yesterday after I killed those two ships and Jarhead and Zarpedon and all the rest of them. Just thought that it would be a good idea to kill me. So, it was what it was. I mean, I'm not salty about it, but
We'll have to test the theory next time. Maybe we'll have the Logi pre-lock you.
yeah, Dre and Sleazy Troglodyte and all the rest tried to save me, but it was unfortunately I was slaughtered, just like the poor baboon. Say his name, Sun Plantain. I got slaughtered.
On plantain.
Hey, look, but I gave my life so that like everyone else could survive, especially Sleazy Troglodyte, the hero that I never knew I needed. Just saying. But I digress about that. We have been having a lot of fun as far as that part is concerned, but for those of you guys that are a little bit more on the Care Bear side of things, at least the devs are cooking up some really cool stuff for you. And if you really don't want to fight, I think that those new safe sites is a really good thing. So I'm not going to be doing it.
That in combination with the Dormant Realms actually provides a lot of relatively safe content for people to play in. I mean, Care Bear or not, I mean, there's times that some of us want to just go and shoot rats peacefully, I guess. So cool that they did that. You know, you might not always have an hour or 2 hours to go do a roam or PvP, or even just want to sit there and grind away a T10 system anomaly, but instead you can hop in a Dormant Realm and spend 5 to 30 minutes doing something and then take off.
Dude, I have been in every fleet that I could be in since this started. So, I mean, kind of, I agree with you. I wasn't supposed to be there. I think Friday I had to work, but I came anyway. I wasn't supposed to be there on yesterday, but I came anyway. I don't care. It's like, dude, war just pulls people in. But I do agree, it is nice to have some PvE content that's actually good in the game. So if you want to do that stuff, then you can do that stuff. I just won't be doing them in my APOC Striker, at least not for 12 hours. So it's fine. It's fine.
Right.
As per Amy's request, we are going to give you some, I suppose, booty shaking music for a little while. And when we come back, we will have the Content Creators Corner. Oh man, I swear, dude, like, reigning control of this show has just proven itself to be nigh impossible after that bullshit that you have done on today, Amy. And the only reason why she did that shit on the air today is because she's not actually here in the house. But that's okay. That's okay. I know where you live. I know where you live. I know where you live. But okay. So this is the Content Creators Corner. And today we have a new content creator in our midst, and it's my privilege to to welcome Babsy to the show. I'm sorry about all the chaos. Sometimes it gets a little bit. These people are psychopaths, really. Like every single person that's here. In fact, all of Bro is literally comprised of psychopaths. which you probably found out just listening to Mel and Run for like 5 minutes while we were
Oh yeah.
waiting to come back on the air. But nevertheless, you are most welcome here on the show. And please just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. I am so distracted now, though. I gotta say, I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop watching the chat.
I'm not gonna lie. My sister does have a nicer ass than me, I think. Anyways.
So yeah, I'm as you said, I'm pretty new to the content creation. Started about 2 months ago, and my channel is pretty much about solo PvP and other Evecos related things, give or take.
So I've seen your videos predominantly it's like solo roads in like
Yeah.
Battleship.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm trying to, as I go, I try to educate people on how to PvP because I have some experience, mostly from EVE Online. So I if I can say so myself, I usually know what I'm doing, you know. And I've seen a lot of players in Evecos that actually don't know what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like PvP is hard.
It is. And there are a lot of tips and tricks people can actually use from my videos, if I can say so myself. And I've gotten a lot of views on my videos, so hopefully people are actually enjoying them.
And it's great to see, and like small scale content is something you don't see covered too much. It's a lot of content creators on the smaller scale of things see it's more ganking PvP and less roaming.
Yeah, there's a lot of fleet battles, you know.
That's not me putting anyone down who does put out videos of
No.
It's still good to see, and it's even good for the Care Bears because they can see, oh well, this sort of thing caught this guy and he was fit this way. If I adjust my fit or speak to people, I can work out how to get around it. So it can be educational in that sense as well as just
for
showing
sure.
off
Yeah. But I like playing outnumbered. You know, I usually never scout. I basically decide to go to a system and I just go there. Even if it's nullsec, I just jump through the gate and hopefully there's something I can handle on the other side. And sometimes it's not, and sometimes I can actually handle it.
I think there's a quote that comes up from you every now and again. I think in your videos, there's always a bubble.
Every single time there's a bubble, no matter where you go.
I mean, and it's a very good tactic. I mean, gate camps are pretty much bread and butter in nullsec.
It is, definitely.
It's one of those things where it's just unavoidable, but I feel that it's necessary and it's a useful tool.
Yeah.
And so you say you like to fight outnumbered. I think most of the time I see you in a battleship. Would that be your go-to, or is there
I like battleships. I usually tend to fly faster ships as well, like cruisers. But I haven't really posted that many videos about those yet. They're coming in the future.
For sure. So what's your go-to battleship then, and why?
The thing is, I've been flying a Raven recently, and I like to fly cheaper ships because, you know, I can use a Balgorn or whatever, but that's costly. So I try to keep the cost down. So right now I would say that I prefer the Raven because it's pretty good against a lot of ships, especially if you're using rapids, because you have a good application on smaller ships as well, especially combined with a good tackle. So yeah, a Raven.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a classic as well for nullsec, small gang, tanky battleship.
Is
on a budget.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I'm a big fan of the Megathron, and Mackenzie's probably goes through the corp losses every now and again, and is like, oh, Latara's been having fun. Because I use those things like they're going out of fashion, and but it's just fun because you can catch people off guard with the right fit, and
exactly. You get to surprise your targets.
Oh yeah, I mean, the other day, hilariously, I killed a Dramiel and a Succubus with a Megatron.
Oh,
Not entirely
that's
sure
pretty
how.
good.
I'll have to send you the fit, Babsy, if you're interested in railguns.
Absolutely, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm surprised that you could actually hit the Dramiel.
I'm more surprised I could hit the Succubus, to be honest.
True, true. That's the downside with turret ships, facing a lot of smaller ships. And there is
Oh,
a lot of
sure.
small ships when roaming around solo, at least.
Yeah, and the thing is, people will see you reported, and they'll bring a ship to chase you down that's fitting with that. Like if you're in a frigate, they'll probably bring a frigate that counters you, or they'll
Yeah.
bring an anti-frigate cruiser.
But that's why you should always have an anti-frigate thing fitted, you know? Like a
Oh,
heavy
for sure.
newt on a battleship, because that thing is hard to handle for a frigate, or even a cruiser.
Yeah, I mean, a few cycles and the cruiser's already hurting, and it can't tank you forever with no cap.
Yeah, like I was fighting a Talos the other day, and he was doing a lot of damage, but like after 20 seconds, he had no cap, and I won.
Oh, yeah,
You know?
I mean, Talos, with railgun, even the railgun attack battle cruisers, vicious. But again, if they're out of cap, they're done for.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I've seen you flying around in a Phantasm on some of your videos as well. And is that
Yeah.
probably the most expensive ship you just take out and about?
Kinda, yeah. But that thing doesn't die. It's so good. I love it. Well, it does die if you actually get caught by someone, but they should get you. And if they get you, you have a pretty good tank as well. So they will have a hard time actually killing you. But that ship is awesome.
So, what's your general strategy then when you're looking for fights for content? Is it just pick a low set gate, jump into null, and AP around until someone finds you?
Pretty much. I basically look at the map and I sort after ships destroyed in the last hour, and I'll just go there. And sometimes it doesn't really turn out the way I want to, but yeah, sometimes I'm lucky.
Oh, for sure. Like, for me, I just like to insurance fraud a ship into the middle of nullsec, and I just AP around and wait till be tackled.
Yeah, like the other day. Oh yeah. Like the other day, I was on a roam and I got caught by 2 Macarials in a Raven, while I was in the Raven, and I'm like, oh my god, how am I gonna get out of this? But yeah, I didn't. But so how are you gonna get out from 2 Macarials, right?
Oh yeah, it's difficult because they're reasonably tanky against one battleship.
Yeah, and they warp so fast, so you can't really escape either. They were like, before I warped away from them, and they got to the gate faster than me. So yeah,
it's tough, but it's always good to take those fights though sometimes, because you never know, they could be glass fit, and if you can tank them for 20 seconds, you might be able to get one of them.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing I do when I jump in a gate camp and I see, I don't know, 7 ships or whatever. I'll just go for someone, you know, all in, and hopefully I get him before I die.
Oh, for sure. I mean, especially if it's like faction cruisers on grid, right? And
Yeah.
you're in a 700, 800 mil Raven. You go,
Yep.
I can kill one of those cruisers and be ISK positive.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you're ISK positive, you're winning. Usually.
Or at least having fun, right? Like, I've had people in the past, as a solo PvP, you probably get it as well in your DMs. They'll be like, "Oh, you're so crap," or they start talking to you in a manner, and it's like, you lost your ship." And
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't know if you're like myself, and it's just like, I lost a ship. It's alright.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. It's part of the game, right? You lose ship and you destroy ships. That's how it is.
But it's just one of those that I don't think some people get it, because I know people who get like they'll rage if they lose a ship.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Some people get so salty.
yeah, I mean, we've been seeing it a lot lately as well. Obviously, we've mentioned like we're at war, so people are losing stuff left, right, and center. And our guys, on the most part, are just like, lost my ship. And you see some people flipping out in their discords.
Yeah.
And, it's one of those. I mean, I lost a carrier to OG, and the first thing I did was congratulate OG's FC in DMs.
Yeah, good fight. Then they usually get surprised as well, right?
Oh, for sure.
Because they expect the salt and the crying.
Oh yeah, especially losing something that expensive.
Yeah.
So, if anyone was to watch only one of your videos, Babsy,
Oh my god. I would recommend if I can recommend one of my series, I would recommend my Flying Solo series, if you want to learn PvP.
For sure, yeah, I've watched those, and there's some great little fights in there.
Yeah, and even if the fight isn't great, I'm being honest in my videos. Usually when I'm losing my ship, I put it in the video as well, because I want people to actually know that content creators or people that just make videos actually lose ships as well, right? Because you tend not to see that.
Could you drop a link to one of the videos in that series, in The Sound of Us?
Yeah, sure. Give me a second.
It's I kind of get that though. I mean, watching the person whose ship is the sort of the camera blow up, people feel isn't the best content to put out, right? But no, I always appreciate it when you see the CCs who will just be like, and here's a stupid thing I did that got me killed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've always thought about being honest in my videos. So if I lose a ship, fine, I'll lose it.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's if you're a PvPer and like you like to go out every day, it's generally sensible to keep your builds like cost effective, right? Like,
yeah,
you don't want to be blinged to the max because, well, you lose it once and you're out IP and you've got to either do some grinding, swipe
exactly.
your card.
I would rather lose 10 cheaper ships than losing one expensive ship, because you will get a lot more fights.
If there's one...
I mean, go on, right?
I was going to ask Babsy here, if there's one nano core that you would recommend for, you said you like PvPing in the Raven, what would it be?
Oh, good question. I'm not actually... I only have a blue nano core for my Raven, so... I wouldn't really be able to recommend anything.
It could be any nano core, though. Like, obviously, you chose that blue one for a reason.
Because I didn't have, like, anything to buy another one.
But what do you say, like, going for, like, defense ones or offense?
Oh,
or...
that's what you mean. Yeah. No, I would go with full offensive on the nano core. But then you just fit tanking rigs instead to actually make your tanky.
Okay, gotcha.
And when we're talking about the Raven, I mean, application is key, right? So rapids and dual webs and a scrambler, pretty much. Because then the target is not going anywhere. And you will apply damage to smaller ships as well. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. So, like, Fit and Guide 101 then. New person getting into PvP. Raven. What would you say would be a good budget for them? Like, I see battleships that, I mean, even T9 battleships that are kill mails of like 1 bill to 1.5 bill, and I'm not entirely sure how.
Yeah. I mean, my Ravens are around 700 mil, maybe 600, 700 mil.
Yeah, I think that's a good amount, because I think that's about what, 400 IP. Give or take a few?
Yeah, give or take. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I'm only using Tech 2 rigs. Tech 3 for the damage rigs and Tech 2 for the engineering rigs, if needed. Yeah, and then I'll just go for C-types. All C-types.
Fair. So you're running even C-type rapids?
Yeah. I do. Just because the damage could be, I mean, you need to have some damage, because if you're rigging tank, you will be lacking quite some DPS by not going for C-types.
I mean, I'm loath to put C-types on my Megathrons. The main point of large snub nose are 50 mil a pop right now.
Yeah. But the rapids, they are like, I don't know, last time I checked, they were around 4.5 million maybe. So they are still pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Yeah,
No.
they're pretty cheap. Maybe I need to switch to flying a Raven.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
I mean, so what are your goals for sort of content creation in the future? Are you looking at just more PvP content, more tutorials, and sort of?
Yeah, I'm gonna focus on the PvP side, but as you might have seen on my channel, I do some other stuff as well. So I'm gonna mix it up a bit, you know. But the focus is gonna be on solo PvP.
Oh yeah. I mean, small gang in solo is a lot of fun. I know a lot more people have fun with it than the large scale CTAs.
Yeah, but the problem with solo is it's so hard to find a good fight, or even find a fight, to be honest.
Yeah, even a fight that you can you can realistically take and think about coming out the other side, right?
Yeah. I mean, you just happen to jump the wrong camp and your ship is pretty screwed, right? You can't really do anything about jumping into a big camp.
Yeah, and knowing where all the camped low set gates are is always handy as well.
Yeah,
like there are certain ones. I think like 6 tax C in Syndicate that are always camped, and I mean Mug's been living there for so long. I wouldn't be surprised if anyone who lives up in the north has that system just as auto avoid at this point.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of kill mates from there as well.
I mean, the Mug guys know what they're doing when it comes to camping and quick response. If you see only 1 or 2 of them, there'll be another 8 or 9 on the way.
Exactly, and then there's a dread or something as well.
For sure. And the thing is, I can't slate them for it because they're doing what works. So
yeah, absolutely. They get their kills, right?
Oh, for sure. And it's one of those. So another one for you, because I've seen you do some like top 3s or top 5, top 10s. I mean, what generally sort of prompts those? Is it just?
It's usually from my experience. Yeah, it's usually from my experience flying the ships.
Fair. Yeah, because luckily with a lot of the smaller ships, you can skill them on one account.
Yeah.
And still have enough SP left over for something else.
Yeah.
When you start skilling larger and larger ships and weapons, that things start being an issue.
Mm-hmm. Like flying dreads and carriers, that takes a lot of skill points.
Oh, don't even. I've got 2 accounts skilled and skilling into capital accounts, and oh god.
That's gonna take some time, huh?
Yeah, I've got, I think, an advanced 5 that's about 60 days, and that's 75 SP a minute. That's fully duoed and chipped.
Yeah, that's pretty harsh.
It's horrible.
But it's gonna be fun when it's done.
Oh, for sure. I cannot wait to get my carrier built and my dreadnought in action.
Is that your first ones?
Oh no, I've already had a carrier and it blew up.
Oh yeah, true. You said that.
It's it was painful. It was painful.
I can imagine.
It happens, and I mean, within 5 minutes, I was already back in high sec in a Vindicator, chewing up anoms in a high sec island.
Yeah, trying to get the ISK back.
Not even. I just needed to sort of chill out. So I was
Take a
basically
break, yeah.
AFK ratting.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
It's always hard. Yeah, it's always hard to lose a ship like that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was back in a Vindicator in 5 minutes after losing it. So
Yeah. Like we said before, you need to move on.
yes,
Right?
and I think it's the biggest thing that anyone who lives in nullsec, or even someone who does a lot of content in lowsec, you just need to accept, like, in those particular spaces, undocking your ship is consent for PvP.
It is.
I think there's a lot of people who are like, oh, but why would you come and kill me for the sake of killing me? And it's like, sandbox game.
Exactly. Part of the game.
And like, it's tough. It is. From what I've seen as well, like your content's generally people who are also looking for a fight, because you're not scanning people down. You're just like gate to gate and finding a fight that way. So maybe you get a little less salt than I do, because I scan and I log off trap and.
Yeah.
I'm dirty. I know. But
but it's part of the game, right? So it's all fair. I've actually been thinking about doing that as well, like scanning for people. But then again, it's hard. Yeah, it is. It is. But then I would have to go with the cruiser instead. But still hard to find people, especially in lowsec. Lowsec is pretty dead.
Oh yeah, and in lowsec, because of the way, obviously we've got the Death Wish nanos and even T4 rigs now, that you can find people stabbed to the. I think I did the maths at 26 with a fully upgraded Death Wish nano.
Oh my god! Yeah, stabs is one thing that I really dislike.
Yeah, and I mean you see a lot of the lowsec hunters who have like pages up, so like Virtual PGE and is it Silver Bucket and some of those guys. But you see their mid slots are just all scrams because you need them.
Exactly. So it's rough.
It doesn't allow for a lot of flexibility.
No, it does not.
But it's one of those. It's like fit for where you're fighting and what you're fighting, and it's like the devs said in the Q&A. It's like, because someone was complaining like, oh, why does my battleship get killed by one cruiser? Because I was fit for ratting, and like the devs even say like a properly fit PvP cruiser should be able to take out a PvE fit battleship, because PvE, right, your tank's fit to be just enough for the anoms you're running, and everything else is all about like minimizing clicks, whereas a PvPer is just going like damage, like.
But that's the problem as well. People don't know that. People go in and thinking that they have a big ship, they can pretty much win versus a smaller ship. Doesn't matter what kind of ship it is, right? A lot of people think that, at least.
I mean,
but that's really not how the case is.
I would definitely say, like, a lot of people are of the opinion that it's very rock paper scissors in terms of the meta. It's if this, then this, then if that, then that.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had a carrier. I think it's a video OGU put up. I think it was OGU, where a carrier warps into a fleet of Brethren Court succubuses, probably thinking, it's succubuses, I can shred them, and died in about 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, exactly what I mean.
And yeah, it's definitely like the NetEase attitude as well is it seems try to push bigger and better, or bigger is better.
Yeah.
It's just due to the
but
fact
I mean,
that they every time they drop new content, it's pretty much only for big ships, and I think that's a really bad design decision, to be truthful.
Yeah, I agree. We need more small ship content as well.
Oh, for sure. It's tough, I think. I mean, the frigate pilots have got their niche. I think it's more like the Desi pilots who are sort of missing out a lot. Because
Yeah,
there are guys who want to be Desi pilots who don't just want to be a light interdictor.
true.
And
Only the bubble boy or girl.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some incredible light interdictor pilots in this game, and they do God's work when it comes to small gang and large scale PvP. But I'm guessing they'd like to sometimes be able to just hop in a Thrasher fleet issue and be able to hold their own.
Yeah, yeah.
I like what Tofanofo
Yeah,
just
Tofo.
said. Destroyers are ships too. Start the hashtag on the official Discord,
are.
people.
Located here.
Yeah, I mean, Tofo is one of those guys who is an incredible Desi pilot. You want him in a light dictator for a small gang roam, but I'm sure he'd love to be able to fly his DPS destroyer and actually be considered a ship rather than a joke. And
Yeah.
that's no insult to you, Tofo. I mean, so what are your thoughts then, Babsy, as well? Like, I know, like, there's a lot of doom and gloom around the game. I mean, Eve Echoes has been dying for over a year, apparently.
Yeah.
And what's your thoughts on the matter?
I have a lot of thoughts about that. So I'm not gonna be able to talk about everything. But I mean, when they announced the implants, I was like, all right, that's it, pretty much. Because that is, in my opinion, forcing at least PvPers to use implants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've only got implants on two of my 4 accounts, and even the ones without still do okay.
Yeah, you can do okay, absolutely. But if you're facing someone, let's say you and me are in the same ships, right? And I have a barrage to actually win the fight because you wouldn't really be able to out-tank it, right?
True. Yeah,
Unless I
it's
miss.
very true. It definitely gives you an edge. Definitely gives you an edge, and I would say, but like I say, I don't think it forces PvPers to get implants, but I'd say it definitely encourages them to.
Yeah. That's a better word for it.
As it's it's one of those that's it's with all the new content, right? I mean, when nanocores first came out, it was like I think I was in Void at the time, and we were basically going, "Are we going to include nanocores in Doctrine?" And they went, "It'll probably be too expensive." And now, if you look at every Corpse Doctrine or every Alliance Doctrine in the game, all of them have got recommended nanocores. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, they're too good. I mean, I think a bunch of alliances right now do have implant recommendations, and I'm wondering how long it's going to take before the implant recommendations are. You need to get a barrage implant at level 15 to fly this ship.
True.
I think as costs go up and down with the market on implants, I think we'll see that more, and
Yeah, especially if they get cheaper.
Yeah, because nanocores at the beginning, like even the blue and green nanos, were stupidly expensive.
Yeah.
Then, as the market gets flooded and saturates, the prices come down.
Unless,
That's how it is.
decides that they don't want to release those things, much like how we still don't have capital ship nanocores that don't cost like $1,000. Just saying.
We have blue capital nanos, Mackenzie, and they're
Purple
billable.
nanos. Those blue nanos suck, dude. Let's face it. they're
I mean,
below
it's
par.
better than not.
It's better than nothing, but still, nothing from nothing is still shit.
You heard it here first, guys. Mackenzie thinks capital nanos that aren't purple are rubbish.
No, I didn't say they were completely useless. I just said that they're shit compared to the purple ones. Go ahead,
Yeah,
prove me wrong. Someone post that little guy sitting behind the table. Prove me wrong. But I think the way you're going about doing it though, Babsy, is fantastic. People do need to see content creators actually lose ships as well, because losing ships is part of the game. It's so much part of the game that when they did the tutorial, they kind of forced it so that you would have to lose a ship to get new pilots into the custom of losing ships. They also, unfortunately, made autopiloting a thing. Seriously, the game teaches you how to autopilot. Like in the new tutorial, I know because I started a clone a few months ago to try it just so I would have some idea of the new player experience so I could help my newer guys. And as it turns out, the game teaches you how to autopilot. It's a little bit disappointing, but you know it is what it is. Nevertheless, content creators, you have a very large task ahead of you, and as you continue to do what the hell is going on with the sound of us? As you continue to do these things, jeez, I think my eyes are bleeding. As you continue to do more and more videos, you will of course want to number one, make sure that you post them in the video channel with a here so that everyone who checks out the sound of us is seeing those. And of course, make sure that you know you're keeping those new players in mind and stuff like that. Not in the way that everything needs to be a new player video because we've got a billion and one of those, but rather that people who are prospectively looking at the game as, hey, maybe I want to try that, can actually see that you will not the end of the world. Which I think is something that is a little bit missing in as far as the content is concerned. We do make a lot of really great videos, and I love my content creators, guys like Rambo, Sheeved, Taylor Rick does videos as well. Chicken does videos. Phoenix Tassador, whom I think dropped comms for a little bit, does videos as well. And most of those are combat videos. Even Tahini, who will record a lot of our grid fights and stuff. And I think that those videos are like the true nature of what's actually happening in Eve. And at this point, I do think that yeah, Rep makes some of the best propaganda in the game. By the way, we're going to have that commercial for you as soon as we're going into the next segment, but. But I think that showing people the nature of things, small attrition, big battles, and things like that, it really is key at this point because the game population isn't really going like dramatically up. It's just kind of, stagnant. And after big wars, unfortunately, you do have some people kind of like leaving because, oh, I can't do the content that I want to do. So content creators continue to carry that flag. And there is a measure of responsibility, even though what we're doing is supposed to be for fun. Know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome. Well, the next segment is going to be a doozy.
From Fountain to Solitude to Starship Navy, this is Eve Talk on New Eden FM.
Okay, now that we have gotten that discussion in a meaningful way where everyone can actually say what they want to say, like really off-air chat was spicy. I wish that you guys had heard at least some of this, but let me go ahead and just, quickly set the stage so that we have some idea of what is happening right now. On last Thursday, the No and Burr alliances decided that they would come together and they would fight Void. Did they have reasons? Yeah, I mean, whether you agree with those reasons or not, it's whatever. Some of it had to do with the hiring process of mercenaries and how certain groups within Void are noted to not wanting to hire mercenaries, and encourage other people not to hire mercenaries, which does in fact cut entire profits. So And I will say our because I am technically a proud member of the Brethren Court. So we came together and we did a few roams and we went and we took some timers. And Void begins calling us the Bro Coalition, which is fine because now we have a very, very, very nice synopsis of everything that is going on. And we can lump this entire situation of what is happening right now as the bromance of three kingdoms. You might ask yourself why, or, have their agenda, which is to protect themselves and their way of life. And of course, you have Silent, who has announced themselves wanting to be a third party in this entire thing. That was the official statement that they gave us. Now, we have received intel that to help to balance things, TSC is going to be lending assistance to Void, which is fantastic as far as I'm concerned because it did look like they were having a little bit of trouble defending their timers. So yesterday we had a fantastic fight. It was absolutely outstanding. If you weren't there, you should have been there. But it was absolutely specifically the YPW Tech M4 battle was the timer for 74 Tech, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Now, here in the studio to, I suppose, correct me if I am wrong. Of course, we have the enigmatic rep representing No Please Stop, as well as Mirage from No Please Stop. Um, of course, Latara and myself, we are hosts along with Alondria. But Latara and myself, we are Burr. We have been enjoying the content, and Rose is TSC. So we do have a fairly good panel of people here to talk about these things. And by the way, for those of you guys in the studio who represent maybe the Void organization or TSC, you are most welcome to be here in the studio to be a part of this discussion. So, without further ado, um, Mel, thank you for being here with us. I know that you've been an extremely busy boy these past few days. Hitting on my sister and all. but 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 welcome to the show. Thanks for taking some time to hang out with us. So just tell us a little bit about what the pre what prompted that because I think that we do need a for the record story from Burr as to why we wanted this with this with Void. Obviously, those of us that are in Burr, we found out on Thursday. That was our first time actually realizing what was going on, and we were all just like drop the bombshell and it's like quickly get into the server. Everyone gets set up and we're off to the races and we're taking timers and we're having fun fights. But what can you tell us about the precursor to that?
It's actually very simple from Burr's side. I think it's been a while that we have been rebuilding and getting our pilots, retrained and go on about building our fleets and reorganizing everything. We pretty much started from scratch. Didn't even have like a single ISK in bank. From there, we've come a long way in 4 months, which has been a wonderful journey with our guys. And we thought we need some real content, which is important for us because we are a PvP organization, and we have gotten contracts, we've taken contracts, done them pretty much all of them successfully. And then we just decided, well, we'll go for some content and see what happens. We went and fought Neek for a little bit. They didn't really put up much of a fight, so we kind of moved on, which is also fine. Uh, Once we moved on, there was like no intention of like actually harming them or anything. There were fights going on. We have done a few third parties, which has been fun. But end of the day, all of this are it still falls under a boring category in my mind. Like we need good content. And looking at Void and OG and others that they have in the server, we just thought it'd be fun to fight them. Like they are a very good population. They have fought ZRQ and UA, who in my mind are extremely good PvPers. And they have fought them very well and actually won the fight and got Deterrent. which is great. So we thought we'll see how they fight, and maybe we can learn from each other, and it'll be fun. And on top, obviously, uh, there's the main issue of like we have never been hired by Void, which is fine. And once we didn't get hired, we were lacking content, and we thought we'll go collect some ISK. It's literally the pirate way in my mind. No has also been probably planning to go get some content, which is also like completely okay in my mind. Again, we are pirates, so that's what we do. You can say we're bad people and something, but hey, it is what it is. And then we talked to each other and was like, yeah, this could be fun, and we just went on about it. That's as simple as that. That we did have an understanding that we're not gonna push too hard that Void breaks, and we're doing our best to keep it as even as possible. The fights have been great, pretty even numbered. They do put up great fights. They are showing up. They are doing all the great things, and we're having amazing fun. In my eyes, that's pretty much what it's about. Now, if we're making timers and all these things, it's part of the war, and we will, once we take some citadel parts and stuff, we'll pull out. That's the goal.
Yes, and I mean it's actually been fun. I have been in some of these fleets, and I found out it's very true. We're the most sexually corrupt coalition in all of New Eden, in New Eden history. I mean, it's true. It's true. Drea shows her tits
Well,
during.
we live in the high seas,
Yeah. Drea shows her tits during the during CTAs, and apparently Amy does is into threesomes, and I mean it's yeah. So
Amy seems like a lovely lady.
yeah,
I would
absolutely.
very much so like to get to know her better.
Oh my gosh. But
we plan to introduce you, Rep.
oh my
Excellent.
gosh. This is like bad. But I mean the flying experience has been really good. I myself can say that I was logging into the game playing with my corporation, and of course doing things at the alliance level that were requested of me. For the most part, I was kind of logging in and then just whatever, you know what I mean? After that, it's like, okay, whatever, because you get a little tired of crabbing. I mean, everybody's got a crab and stuff. I know we got to make money, but you get a little tired of crabbing. And I admit I have literally been, oh God, Drea, but I have been, wow. I have been totally derailed by that statement. but I've actually been logging into the game and having fun, and even when I was like doing my gig last night, I was still like, in the Discord because, you want to be a part of the things that are going on and stuff. So um it's been great content. It's been a lot of fun, and I even talked to one of the guys in No, who is excited to be working with Burr pilots, and of course Burr pilots who are excited to be working with No pilots. So on that retrospect, or on that side of things, it has just been good fun content. And of course we had yesterday where during the battle I was focus fired by pretty much all the Voidates and OGFCs with the exception of one. Only one of them did not get a piece of my kill mail. You know what I mean? It's kind of like since we're on the subject of our sexual immorally based structure as a coalition, it's like being passed around like a bowl of peanuts, right? The next guy, and then the next guy, and then the next guy. It was a lot like that because every single one of them except one got a piece of that kill bill. So great, so great for them. Congratulations and everything, and good fight because it was a really good fight on grid. Now, um, of course, Rep is here, and is the main spokesperson for No Please Stop. And what would you say of these things, Rep?
Yeah, absolutely. So many of you are aware of my psyops, if you will, or my trolling on Reddit and Discord alike. But all of that aside, and the legitimate, reasoning behind this is pretty simple. The main reason that we're doing this and going to war, after the Gin Fed war, we've had 4 or 5 months of downtime. And a lot of the pilots within No just really like the the large scale wars and combats, the CTAs, those really big fights, whenever the game is willing and doesn't black screen us. And so we were missing that, and we were doing our contracts in between and stuff, but we were ready to have like a large scale confrontation. And after Void finished up with a ZRQ and all that, they've got larger space and tons of citadels. And so we figured we'd go be pirates for a little bit and take some booty. So our intention is just to make some timers, have some roams, hopefully kill some capitals, take a few citadels and downgrade them and make off with our ISK and go back to where we came from. No intentions of destroying Void or ruining them. No intentions of destroying OG or any of the other people that get involved. If anything, we encourage other entities to get involved and go help Void out. When it comes to these actual fights, we'll do our best to match numbers or at least have them relatively close. I know there's been some propaganda out there from both sides. I know there's been some claims that we've blobbed them, but every fight that we have had has been recorded, and you can watch the video and draw your own conclusions. But when we have yet to have an actual structure fight for a whole to either destroy it or entosis it. So we'll see what the numbers actually look like for that. But after that first battle, it'll be a little easier for us to gauge how many people to bring and how hard to ping, because we don't want to blob. We enjoy the outnumbered fights, or at least having even fights. So we'll try to keep it down to that and adjust as more people come to Void's defense. But really all it is for us is content and ISK.
Fair enough. And we weren't issued a formal statement aside from like what Silent did say was that they wanted to third party. They actually wanted to be a part of what is going on right now, I think from day one. But I believe that No and Burr declined, as of course Silent is quite a large organization, and we wanted to keep it relatively fair. Now, I believe that according to some, C is going to be releasing the cows to come and to throw down alongside Void. And fortunately for us, we have our very own space cow in the way of Rose. So, Rose, would you please care to maybe just comment a little bit about TSC's view on this?
I mean, I can't really speak on a whole for TSC, unfortunately, because I haven't really been in much of the conversations regarding this war as of late. It has popped up in the past 2 days, and I haven't really been able to catch up necessarily. But it's like every typical war, in my opinion. Somebody kind of starts it. It starts progressing, then other people want to join in on one side or the other, and it's for content most of the time. Does it break up communities? Yes, it can. Can it make communities stronger at the end? Yes, surely it can. So nobody really knows what could happen or what might happen. I know that Void has a lot of timers. I know that I was able to see that in a screenshot that I saw on one of the leadership channels that I was in. So that's pretty impressive. You guys were able to get a lot of timers on their citadels. I know that.
If you don't mind me butting in right there too, I know we've made a lot of timers, but we're not going to follow up on them all.
There's too many no, there's no possible way, right? Like it would take you guys probably like 6 months, maybe a year, right?
That's just to give us options. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty impressive, the amount of work that you guys are putting in and that you're doing, and I hope Void's having fun right now. We're going to go over there and we're going to try to get some fights in too, get some practice, get some blood. It'll be good for our pilots. A lot of our guides have been kind of itching to do something. So I think it'll be good for the server as a whole. I just don't know how good it'll be for Void. But we'll see. We're going to try our best.
What do you guys say in local so I can keep an eye out for you?
Moo.
Usually it's moo.
Okay. I actually don't know what the bro guys say. Like, what is our thing? Like, what do we say?
I don't know. We gotta find something, man.
Dude.
Stocks go up.
It's the bromance.
The booty?
The booty.
We just say
But
booty and
may as
local.
well just say booty, because that's where everybody's that's
Booty.
where it is anyway. Like seriously, they call it.
If it's not filtered.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
booty.
say that in the next Fleet IFC. I'll tell my guys drop a booty and local.
Be like,
Hell yeah.
Hey, drop a booty in local, guys.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Hey, we
my
come in
gosh.
here just to destroy your space to drop a booty.
not
Booty.
definitely not
No.
Drop
What
it.
the heck?
Drop it like it's hot,
Knock, knock,
guys.
it's Booty
Freya.
o'clock. Let's go.
Freya, Amy, they said drop a booty, not drop boobs. See, and by the way, these are the women in the bro coalition. No, these are the women that are in the bro
Apart from me,
coalition.
yes.
No, you're not in the bro coalition though. I mean, you can come over to the bro coalition if you want.
Can I be an honorary member?
You can be an honorary member of the bro coalition, of course.
As
No.
long as
So-
you're gonna drop some
Can I
booty and local.
You gotta drop.
Oh,
you gotta
hell
drop.
yeah.
You gotta drop some booty in local. Mhm.
Drop it like it's hot. Okay.
Yeah, we had that song on by Snoop Dogg earlier. Didn't you hear it?
I did.
But real talk though, it's I know that Void has been, it's been a little bit of a panic for them, and I kind of understand that. But I'm kind of happy that like TSC is going over there to assist them some, because maybe it'll feel a little bit better as they are doing these fights. The only thing I'm kind of concerned about is, thus far we've been having fights. I don't think that we've exceeded 200 on either side yet, and it is going to turn into like a lag black screen nightmare. And if we don't,
I think the biggest one was 120 on each side. I think that was the largest.
No, I think the largest was in Asian prime time was about like 200 versus 200.
Oh well, I wasn't there for that. So
Yeah, I
I
wasn't
wasn't
there. I
there.
saw videos. Yeah, I just saw videos. I was at work.
yeah, well, I mean, it should be fun. I just hope that they reinforce the server, because I don't feel like black screening and losing caps or something, because that would suck.
Oh, we haven't dropped caps yet.
We haven't
so
dropped
we're-
caps, and
we're
we might
trying
not
to-
drop
we're trying
caps.
to keep it.
But-
It all depends on what's going on.
But Void
we'll
is going to
see.
drop
No-
caps
no
on
promises.
us. And the moment that they drop caps on us, we are all going to black screen.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Which is great. I want them to drop caps. It will be fun content. We want them all. So bring everything you got. That's the hope.
Yeah, well, as long as it's not a lag fest. If it's a lag fest, then no one's going to enjoy that. The final
Yeah.
battle that I think that we had in the Pantheon War, I lost 3 Guardians that day, and 2 of those instances were black screens. So no matter what, it still sucks if you're losing ships because of that. It doesn't make the fight fun for anyone. And I suppose that I'm happy that that Void, really it's packed, right? Because it's more than just Void. It's Void, OG, and they have their friends, and I think it's great. But I'm also terrified of like this turning into like 1,000 people in one system, and there being absolutely no time dilation. That is my greatest nightmare, and I know that the moment that it happens, it's not going to be fun for anyone. It won't be fun for anyone.
Well, I mean, as I said, like we, as part of like the Bro Coalition, our hope we have always discouraged anyone from coming to aid us at this point, and we will do our best to continue to keep it that way unless we get super blocked. Like if 500 people came as like 1v5, we have the even numbered good fights, and maybe we're outnumbered a bit, which we don't mind at all. And we'll continue fighting. But if it turns into like a massive, like I know Fear has declared like World War III, or named it as such, which is just November. But if it turns that way, we like fights that way, so it'll be great.
Well, Mel, one thing you should be very proud of the name that you've created, because yeah, Burr is kind of infamous at this point, even though we're younger than No.
No is definitely
More
I'd say
infamous.
much more infamous.
They're more
well, just- and
infamous.
they've been doing this they've been doing this for a long time and definitely covers more fields than us. We're trying.
Well, like I
It's
said,
been fun.
my hope is that like Void would just like drop a bunch of caps on us, preferably carriers, because I know they've got them. They've got tons of them, and hopefully we tie dye. We don't just black screen, because that happens. I don't even know. I don't know anymore, man. I think that that at that point I'm probably done. But
If I'd like to think if we can get a hold of NetEase and say, hey, first, a structure fight's going to be in this system, please reinforce. I'd like to think that they'll do it for us.
to be honest, what they need to do, they need to just they need to reinforce an entire constellation. It should not take that much power and effort to do that. Even on a cloud-based server, it shouldn't be hard to just, to take care of.
Maybe we can compromise and be like, reinforce the system and like 2 adjacent systems.
I mean, that would be great if they could. But
Yeah.
I do know that it should be some pretty good fun fights, because again, Coop Mel, that's the reason why we started the radio
Anytime,
show so late.
please.
What?
It will be fun.
It'll be
I do
fun.
want to get
Yeah, I
Coop
know.
at some point.
Uh-huh.
Too much pressure.
Well, I mean, pressure is a small part of war. So let's just keep it that kind of nice. I'm sorry that Phoenix had to go. Phoenix who never would betray me. Phoenix who always appreciates me. Phoenix who doesn't want to divorce me and run off with my little sister. All those things. That Phoenix who was here. And my buddy is like gone now. So it's all well and good.
God.
It's all well and good. But Mel, I certainly appreciate you. If you keep breaking my heart, I'm gonna resign as FC. But I appreciate
Oh
you.
my God! I'm
It-
never breaking your heart.
Okay, good.
I'm just taking them both.
Mackenzie, if you want somebody else to break your heart, you could always come along with me.
Jeez, because that's so much better, right, Ron? I'm sorry, right, Rep? And I really wish that
Everyone
we had
always
gotten Ron.
confuses Run and I.
Nah, I was actually thinking about Ron because he was screaming in my ear earlier.
He is a gentle lover, so I can't blame you for thinking about him.
Yeah.
Run, DMC.
However, it is going to be fun. If we can get people from Silent to come on and maybe make a statement, we will gladly take them on. And we have been reaching out to both Void and OG representatives for a really long time. Void doesn't really like to talk too much, but they have done a lot of really cool propaganda, especially like the, what was it called? The Poutini? That was... and so I've been waiting for Tahini to make that alt, because traditionally he's always made a new alt anytime someone calls him by some kind of weird name or whatever. So I'm waiting for the Poutini alt. There was another person who looked at Phoenix's video. If you haven't checked it out, do check it out. I believe Wise posted it in the Sound of Us on yesterday. And for those of you that don't know, that the footage from that video is a reenactment of World War I. So this was approximately 28 to 32 years before the official formation of the Nazi regime, and roughly 2 years or 34 years before the formal rise of Nazi Germany. So please, before to that person who made this statement, before you start shooting off your mouth, please learn your global history, because that was just like really bad. But
In their defense, they're probably from the United States.
I mean, I'm from the United States and I know my world history.
Well,
at least
yeah,
German
but
history.
a lot of us don't. A lot of us don't, though.
Good
Apparently,
point. We do have a staggering number of dumb people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we do have a we
And
have. A
don't get me
pretty
wrong, I'm from
staggering-
the States too, so
Yeah, I know.
I think I'm free to say that.
I mean, hey, look, there was this one guy who called out a woman wearing a shirt, like she was wearing a shirt with a Puerto Rican flag on it. He literally told her to go back to her own country.
Oh God. Oh God.
This woman just looks at him and said, I am in my home country.
The lesson to take away from this is that you can't just look at a video that shows German soldiers and assume that they're Nazis.
Yes, it was quite shameful. That was the one Reddit post that I found was like really just disheartening. Nevertheless, there is some very good comedy over there, and wartime does bring some of the best propaganda. I, for one, stay away from Reddit, and as a vow, we keep Reddit content off of New Eden FM because we don't really like to get into huge amounts of drama. But for those of you that would like some good comic reading, it is very, very funny. Go over to Reddit and check out some of those posts. Rep, is there anything that you would like to say, before we roll out?
The main thing that everyone needs to know is, in addition to all the aforementioned reasons for this war, the most important reason for this war is to get justice for Sun Plantain. And regardless of what folks might say, it really technically was Void that started the war, and we're just trying to get justice. So remember his name, say his name, Sun Plantain.
Sun
Plantain. Yeah.
Yeah. We really should have like specialized nanocores, similar to what GRE got, only these would have like a wonderful picture of a plantain. I believe isn't HTP's official colors like I think like green and purple or something like that?
I don't know to give that answer.
Condolences to Sun Plantain, and it's going to be very interesting. And next week is going to, I think by the end of next week, we'll probably have a good idea of where the battle lines are for this one. And of course, here on New Eden FM, we will continue to bring people in to talk about their experiences in these wars. So far, I've been borderline no-lifing it. The only thing I've done in the past 2 days, other than look at Rep's sexy ass, is a couple of gigs because I gotta make money so I can keep playing the game. But other than that, it's to the people in Burren. No, it has been a true honor flying with you guys, and thanks for all the lovely DMs on my way in the door. Those were really great. Good to see that I still have plenty and plenty and plenty of friends in No. I can't join you guys because Mel said that he would kill me before he let me go. But I still enjoy working with you.
That's fine. That's fine. The only question I have is, are you and your sister free after this?
That depends. Do we have a CTA?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe.
No, it's my time, bro.
Oh my god.
There's two. Hey, there's two of them, Mel. There's two of them. We can take turns.
Hey,
Oh
just
my.
don't forget to throw a booty in local, guys.
Booty in
Don't worry,
Yeah,
we're
and-
throwing some
Yeah,
booty.
booty.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
My goodness. I really hope that
What
that
you should
becomes
be
the call
doing is
sign.
booping in local. God. Oh
Why
dear lord.
boop? Why boop? No. I think boop is already taken.
Because as they just. But no, I've got a boop in local. As they discovered in Gulag, I'm apparently I'm a boop CEO. So I've got to boop in local. It's part of the charter. If you've ever been in boop, you know that whenever
My
you sign
goodness.
up, you have this whole charter. It's booping in local is in the charter and everything. So.
Okay. So apparently, rep is booty and local like officially being signed to the charter or something? Because if so, I can tell you right now that the girls are going to spam it more than the boys do.
I think we should. I think that is the
Oh my
the official thing. It's
I
drop a
mean-
booty in local.
Yeah,
Mel, you're
technically
on board?
We can't really. Yeah, technically we can't drop the booty anyway. So yeah, totally down.
Wait, we can't.
Yeah, we're gonna drop a booty in local. Well, local doesn't let you attach images.
Oh no,
Yeah.
gosh, no! Holy hell! Oh, I don't feel like getting banned from the game.
But we could say booty or leave a booty emoji. That'll be fine.
Wait, there's a booty emoji in the
Um,
game? Because that'd be great.
No, but you could do assy art. Like, look at this one I just posted in Sound of Us.
Okay, you're gonna have to teach me how to do that.
You just copy paste it. That's how.
Well, I think that is it for this episode of New Eden FM. And next week we'll go ahead and mix the music and so on and so forth with it again. But for now, I'm going to go and I guess sell my ass to my brethren in the Bro Coalition. The, the rest of you, love,
Dear
hugs, and
Lord.
kisses, booty and local, and we will see you on next week.
Been local.
My gosh,
This is so terrible.